everyone, Michelle from Scrappy Soul Sister here with a layout for my creative scrapbook. Now this is using the June limited edition kit, and it is primarily 49 and Market Flower Emporium, but there is also this piece of decoupage rice paper from Stamperia. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. So I'm planning on using this for this layout. Now this is a picture of my girlfriend's dog Odessa, and so I thought I would do a page on her. And yeah, not sure what else I'm going to be doing. I did set these three pieces aside for this layout. Now this is an American Crafts piece of pattern paper, so this one is not Flower Emporium, but it has this fun polka dot on the other side, and then this one, it is the vows. It's from A Perfect Match, and so it is very lovey-dovey type of verbiage, but it's pretty subtle, so it applies to just about everything. I also have this one, and as you saw on the other side, it is the cover sheet. So this is the bonus paper, and then this one with this kind of craft look on this side with the grid on this side, and then this has the orange mixed media solid on the back. So not sure yet which what papers I'm going to use, but I'm going to have to play with it a little bit. Now let's just start real quick. I just want to see how this, so it does kind of tear with kind of that nice frayed edge, so that will be nice to use. And so and there's a couple different ways you can use it. Of course, you can use it as always with things that have a nice mixture. You can cut pieces out. You can cut it out on, use some metal dies to cut it, and so it can be elements that you can move around easier on your page until you make your decision, or you can use it in big chunks. It is not quite 12 inches, but if you were going to cut down your cardstock a little bit and use it as a frame, I guess you could do that, but I will probably take it into different segments. So let's see what we can come up with. I'm going to start playing with that decoupage paper, and I've cut out the butterfly 3x4. I am just going to put it on that blue, I'm going to mount it first on white. And so I'm using my collage medium there, and I'm just going to scrape it on with my silicone brush onto the paper and the backside, and then the top of that card. And I will let that dry. And hand sanitizer is great for cleaning up that kind of adhesive. And so here I have my picture of Odessa, and I will go ahead and mount that on white cardstock as well. So I really don't have much of a game plan for this layout, so I'm going to take things kind of piece by piece and play with it and see what I like. And so going to go ahead and mount that page on that mint paper as well, and start looking at some other things I can layer it with. And so I have a piece of the decoupage paper behind her. I have I believe that was a 3x4 card. And then I'm going to mount the whole cluster on that American craft paper. And so I've kind of made a few decisions, and so I'm going to use that butterfly strip. I'm going to use the striped paper vertically, so I have the page going or the stripes going horizontally, and I have torn all the wood teal pieces off of that decoupage paper, and I'm going to use that there on the left. I just use my finger and some collage medium to get that down. And I didn't adhere all of the edges because I wanted some of the frayed edges to show. So yeah, so that I really like how that turned out. I like that bit of teal to the left. I'm going to put her picture pretty close to center. That's going to move a little bit. And then I'm going to play with where I want my clusters to be. And so I do change positions with the butterfly card quite a few times, trying to figure out how I like it. And I believe, going to stick primarily with whites and yellows for the flowers, and then that green that matches the green in the butterfly paper. So I do believe I add a few little red flowers as well as there is red in the picture. So I'm kind of taking a look at how I want to build my clusters. I'm going to use that "Hey There" as the title for this. And I was thinking about Gorgeous as well because she is a gorgeous puppy dog. But I am going to stick with the "Hey There." And there are those, I guess they're more orange, just red flowers for those clusters to tie in the colors from the photos. So. Now I have these frames. Now for another layout, I had thought about putting vellum on the back of them. So I did do that to all three. Then decided not to use them on that layout. So I'm going to use one of them in this picture with one of the little floral bouquets. I think just that's just so cute how I believe it's the laser cuts that you get the bouquet wrappings, the buckets, and then the florals that you can stick into the slits. That is just such a fabulous idea. So I'm making sure my paper is all lined up, taking a look at my butterfly tag or 3x4. Now I look at it from this angle. I kind of like it there on the left as well, um, but that's not where it ends up. It is going to stay to the right, but it is going to move down a little bit, so it is more um, uh, uh, just to the right of the photo. So I feel good about the elements that I picked out, so I'm going to go ahead and start adhering them. This flower emporium um, is really easy to use as long I'm just going to add one caveat. There is so many pieces, and so um, that's where I can get into trouble is like figuring out how to edit things down, just stick to one or two colors. Make some of the, I just really recommend you make some of those choices in advance, and then that will help you make some decisions and uh, uh, proceed pretty smoothly. Um, Now, these white flowers do come in the kit. They're kind of more of an ivory. I did take the gold centers out of, I believe I took them out of all of them because all of these layouts I am going to be putting in scrapbook albums. And so I didn't want that height from the centers in those flowers. They're really easy just to twist off. So if you are thinking about doing that, then I recommend it. I'm going to add that word phrase up above. And I did like adding that little pop of blue. There's some blue in the butterflies in that paper. And so I do add just a few little tidbits of blue in both clusters. So I'm going to go ahead and start building this bottom cluster. So this little tag with the florals on the side, so cute. So I'm going to use that as my base. Going to add that larger flower cluster to go with my frame and my bouquet, and then try to decide how I want to place my other elements. And so I have that yellow flower that I'm going to include. And then there's the red flower. I think I tucked that more underneath, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. And oh, I guess I haven't decided yet. There, I just needed to add some adhesive. Okay, and so going to go ahead and adhere my frame as well. And that cluster is pretty close to being complete. I'm just going to adhere that bouquet and add my title. Now I believe, I used Salvage Patina for some of the inking on this. I just wanted to add just a little bit more of that teal color. And so I just inked the edges of that. And then Odessa does have uh, a kitty pet. And so I am going to add a couple cats to my cluster. So I am going to extend that cluster to the right a little bit. I will also add a kitty up above. So just trying to figure out where I want to place those, since I have the flower still to place as well. I like the cat to kind of be looking into the layout, but I don't think it felt right over there to the left, so I am going to end up moving it to the right. So play, 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 and that is one thing that I definitely enjoy about building clusters and such is there's just so many different ways you can do them. So you just kind of play until it feels right, and the next one you build, you might have a different vision for it, and that is okay. So. All right, so I'm going to add a couple little butterflies, and as always, will pop up their wings with foam tape and then use some glue down their spines. Uh, so that gives their wings a bit of lift. I will also I believe, add some beads to them. We'll see here in a minute. So there's a few hearts, and that is one of the ways I add just a little bit of blue to the clusters, and kind of playing with where I want those. And I'm finalizing adhering my hearts. And I also am going to add just that little moments phrase over there to the uh, upper right of my layout. And yeah, so far I am really liking how this is turning out. So I'm going to go ahead and do some splatters. So I'm going to use some white, and I believe I am going to use some black as well. But yeah, so there's my layout. So thank you for joining me. Check out my creative scrapbook. You won't regret it. Here are some close-ups. Thanks again for any likes, subscribes, comments. I appreciate you all, and have a great day. Thanks, everyone.